Hey everyone, it's Mike McCalco here, and I want to introduce you guys to something that I like to call the Rastafarian McCalco. And it's basically teaching you some basic reggae beats. And reggae music comes from Jamaica, and great artists such as Bob Marley, which many of you have probably heard of, Inner Circle, King Tubby, the list goes on. One of the great reggae drummers that I can think of is Carlton Barrett, who is the late drummer from Bob Marley. Be sure to check out some of his stuff. Now, in reggae music, there's two different feels. There's a swing feel, like a shuffle type of feel, and there's a straight feel, more straight eighths or straight sixteenths. I'm going to demonstrate both for you throughout this lesson, but the first one that we're going to talk about is a shuffle with something called the one drop. And the one drop is very popular in reggae music. And what it simply means is you're dropping one big giant beat down on count number 3, which makes it really cool and very reggae, of course. So the one drop is a very strong accented pulse that you're going to hear in this music. So with exercise number 1, I'm going to play a shuffle pattern, okay? And we're going to do the one drop on count 3. Also very, very common to use a cross stick sound when playing a reggae beat to try to get this click kind of a sound. But here's beat number 1. So you may have noticed that when I played that, I actually had some different dynamics happening in the hi-hat. I didn't change the pattern per se, it still was a shuffle, but I'm just trying to create more of a rhythmic feel on the hi-hat, so it's not so staccato and so stiff, you know, chat, 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 chat. I don't want that. I want it to feel a little more islandy, more relaxed, you know, and you got to think about it. I've never been to Jamaica yet, hopefully someday, but I could just imagine a very relaxed, cool vibe behind it. And I get that from listening to a lot of Stuart Copeland, and Stuart has a lot of reggae influence, so be sure to check out his drumming because there's lots of cool hi-hat stuff that he does. So if you hear me doing that through some of these exercises, don't be alarmed. It's just a natural feel, and that comes from listening to a lot of reggae. And try to make it very danceable. That's the big thing. So with number 2, all I'm going to do is I'm going to add one more cross stick note to the very last triplet of beat 4. Just kind of gives it a cool little turnaround before we get back into the beat. So this is a really cool one. It's the same as the first one we did, but I'm just going to add one more cross stick note. So here's number 2, guys. In the next exercise, number 3, this is one of my personal favorites because we're really taking away quite a bit from this beat. There's nothing at all being played on beat 1, okay? The beat actually starts on count 2, and it's very spacey, and you're going to notice that it's going to be kind of weird to get it first, especially if you practice this without a metronome. I would say put the metronome on and make sure you can hear that click on count 1 to make sure you're doing this properly. But I really like this one because it's a very cool rhythmic feel in reggae. So when I do get a chance to play reggae with some artists once in a while, I love pulling this beat off, and it's hard to play for a long period of time properly because there's so much space in it. So you got to make sure you're really concentrating on how you do this one. And still based on the shuffle, still has the one drop down on beat 3, and but nothing at all being played on count 1. So check out number 3. All right, so in this next exercise, guys, we're going to move it over to the 16th feel in reggae, okay? Like I said, we can incorporate 8ths or 16ths, so more of a straighter feel, okay? More of a straighter feel. And based on 16ths, and the hi-hat pattern is going to go 8th note, 2 16ths, 1 and a. Okay, it's be like 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a, 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4. So that's going to be the vibe on the hi-hat, okay? Now, another very cool feel in reggae music is having the bass drums on beats 2 and 4. It takes away from the rock element of having snare on 2 and 4, but now by putting the bass drum on 2 and 4, okay? And we're going to keep the cross stick on 2 and 4 as well, just to kind of keep things in line right now, okay? And this one you're probably going to recognize from some Bob Marley tunes. There's quite a few tunes that have this feel in it. So here's number 4. In the last example that I want to show you guys, it's the same kind of vibe as number 4, still based on 16ths, but very broken up. I love this feel. This is probably one of my favorite straight feels in reggae. And all the hi-hat's going to be doing is playing the andas. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Sometimes you might hear the guitar like jan-cha, jan-cha, jan-cha. This just really locks in nice if you can get that really tight with the guitar player. We're going to put the bass drum back on 2 and 4, followed by the cross stick on 2 and 4 as well. So this one is super cool. Check out number 5. Here we go. So there you go, guys. There are 5 usable reggae beats. You can start practicing. Hopefully someday you get to put these into a reggae situation live on stage. And before I let you go, I want to let you know we have some very big news coming about the drumming system. I can't say much just at this point in time yet, but the news is so big that we're actually shutting down the website for a little while. So what I would suggest you do is go to the site, www.drummingsystem.com, and sign up for priority notification. See you soon.